What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we have a clip we are going to watch over, which is something we went over a few times on the channel, but we are going to see it yet again today. So as always, like the video, go ahead and subscribe if you are not subscribed, and hey, my name's Rat Boy. Let's get into it.
Hi, my name is Carla Shaw. You can stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one. I don't need friends, they disappoint me.
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one. Can I ask you kind of a weird question?
I got back from a date and I have to share. I think I'm done with dating. I can't. I think I finally understand why people settle, because this is so horrible and miserable. I just so I went on a date tonight. This guy and I have been talking. He's like, let's do dinner. I'm like, beautiful, let's do dinner. I go to dinner and whatever, you get to a date and you instantly within 3 seconds you're like, this is not it. That was it. Good looking guy, nothing about that. It's more of just like, you just don't vibe, right? And like, whatever. You know what, Vanessa? Give the guy a chance. Let's see how this goes. Whatever. Honestly, the date was fine. The interesting part, though, is so we don't order till really late. We're having a drink. We're talking. We have the food. I barely eat. At this point, I'm like, so late. I'm not even letting to eat. I'm
gonna go ahead and stop it right there because I have something to say. And I've said this plenty of times, but with online dating, you really have to understand that you never want to waste your time or your money in a situation like this. Go out to dinner, you're having drinks before and after, you're wasting time. No, don't worry about all this. They're not going to vibe with you. As she says, she said that right here in this video, he was good looking, he did everything right. We just didn't vibe. There was no vibe. The vibes were off. And once the vibes are off, they're not getting back on. You were denied. And a dinner wasted, an evening wasted. She just said it was very late. It had gotten late. There's a lot of time this dude wasted with this chick that he's probably gonna get ghosted, because she's, and rarely will you tell them. They'll rarely send that text. Sometimes they do, obviously, but obviously this date was super bad, so she's just gonna ghost this dude. And he did everything right, but the vibes are off. And if the vibes are off, then well,
not hungry, blah, blah. We already had ordered food, but he was like, I really want the chicken. I was like, you know what, dude, let the chicken. I'm not hungry, but like, let the chicken. Good for you, get it. Great, now the chicken is here, and it's this full meal that neither one of us is gonna eat. I don't touch it for like 10 minutes. He's like, oh, like, you gonna eat that? I was like, no, like, I'm so full, like, please have it. Fast forward, I'm like waiting for the waitress to come. I'm like, bring us the goddamn check. I am so done. I need to go home. I'm exhausted. I have nothing left to say. At this point, I am overhearing the conversation next door because they're speaking in Spanish. I'm like, ¿qué? That's how bored I am right now. But mind you, I'm trying to be nice and have a good time, but I really want the waitress to come. She picks everything up and I'm like, you know what? He didn't finish the chicken. Of course, because how much food had we ordered and none of us were hungry, or neither one of us were hungry. I'm like, you know what though? You should take.
this is a very unpleasant woman. I haven't watched through this entire clip, but this woman is very unpleasant. I think this guy dodged a bullet with this. She does seem very combative, and I was thinking throughout the video, I would like to hear his side of the story, because from what I'm seeing, she just seems like possibly very hard to talk to with her words and the way she's just talking to a camera. So I can imagine how she's going to be talking to a random man she met online. So if we could hear his side of the story, that would actually be great, but we can't. So we can only assume that he was as disinterested in her as she was in him, and that's why the date went the way it went. That's just my opinion from the first minute or so of the clip.
Take the chicken home for sure. Enjoy, sir, enjoy. But in my head, he literally barely eaten. I ate like 2 appetizers, half of like 2 or 3 appetizers that we ordered. That's all I've eaten. And he let this full chicken, right? So the check comes and he just lets it sit there, which is one of my biggest pet peeves. I hate seeing a check sit there.
Well, then pay for it. You got money, right? You didn't go out to dinner without bringing money on you. You should always have money. You should always have cash, or at least a card or something. There's even apps on your phone you can pay with now. So there's really no excuse why you're freaking out about a check. You can pay for it though.
Because it's just like, so are you paying? Am I paying? What's happening? Like, obviously not grabbing it. And we're trying to leave. So I grab my credit card and I just put it down. Me thinking that this man is gonna put his credit card down. He grabs the check and he goes, you sure you don't want to just split it? Let's just split it. I had more food than you. And in my head, I'm like, where did you think we weren't splitting it at this point? If I put my credit card down on a first date, there's not a second, I want to leave. Let's go. Yes, we're splitting it. Let's go. I was like, no, let's split it. So he puts his credit card down. But also, sir, you ate most of the food you're taking home. And not only what he was taking home the chicken, he's like, actually, I'll take home the rest of the salad. Man has an entire lunch or dinner for tomorrow. I just paid for his dinner tomorrow, apparently. And also, if you're asking me on a first date, to dinner, your idea to go to dinner, have the decency to treat a girl at least to the first date. And again, I know people are gonna come out after me and be like, Murmur, she just wants to get free food.
So the first date should always be coffee. I've said that a few times, but story it's either not making sense, or why didn't she just pay for the entire date and now she's mad because they're splitting the check? I don't understand. This is one of those situations where it doesn't matter what you would have done, this woman would have been. I know you're saying, oh, but that boy, that doesn't make sense. She just wanted him to pay for the entire thing. And I'm like, did she? She's saying that, but honestly, I think this guy was, I want to speak to this dude because I feel like this guy was like messing with her, which is, amazing, by the way, in case you're wondering.
No, I really don't. I sat down and I was like, this is why I don't do dinner for first dates. I would much rather be at home eating by myself a home cooked meal. I'd be much happier than what I was for the whole night. He's like, oh, how are you getting home? Are you going to take the train? And I'm like, no, it's 11:20. I'm not taking the train. Like a woman in New York City taking the train at 11:20 on a Tuesday when no one's out. Absolutely.
I know 100% for a fact this dude was clowning on this chick the whole time. See, sometimes these dudes get bored and it's oh man, can you imagine just like it's an evening just on some chick? He asked her if she was taking the train. that is perfect.
Again, teach their own. For me, absolutely not. So I'm like, no, I'm just gonna take an Uber. He's like, oh, like actually only 5 stops away, so I'm just gonna take the train. And I'm like, so not only am I splitting this dinner with you, you also chose a location that was significantly closer to your house. I'm on the Upper West Side. I live in the East Village. So not only did I have to pay for this man's meal, but also for an entire expensive Uber ride home. So, later, here we are telling strangers that I am done dating. Except I realized on my way home that I already agreed to a date on Thursday and a different date on Friday. Why? I have no idea. I might as well just cancel at this point.
And there you go. Even with a disastrous date, which I think probably it was a good date. I mean, not for you, but that was a successful date for the guy. He came out on top. I mean, dude, much of a Chad was this guy to just take in the oh man. Anyways, that was definitely interesting. And also the thought process is, even after this disastrous date where she spent over $100 just to go on a date, she's still contemplating going on 2 other dates later on in the week. So she had 3 dates lined up this week. So that kind of gives you an idea of but here's the thing, would you rather not have any dates at all, or would you rather have a date that'll cost you over $100? So there's the thing, do coffee. Always do coffee. And he does something that I do. I always choose like the coffee spot right across from where I live. So that's where I always choose to go. So he's doing it right. Someplace close by, gentlemen, to where you live. That way it's super convenient for you. It really doesn't have to be convenient for her, or it can be. It really doesn't matter. But preference is obviously you want it to be as convenient for you as possible, because in time out of your day, you need to be able to get done what what you need to get done. It's just common sense. You don't want to spend all day driving for potential bad date. It's just not good business. Okay. What they choose to do, I mean, that's their prerogative. But let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment if you have something to say. Like the video and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I will catch you guys later. Rat Boy out.